Okay, so the last grouping, and I am sorry I have to do this in chunks, but the YouTube videos can't be more than around 10 minutes or they take forever to upload. So this first one, I can actually redo it without taking logarithms because I can get the bases the same. I'm going to rewrite 1/7 as 7 to the negative 1 power. And that negative 1 would multiply with the x, so we end up with 7 to the negative x. And then 49 is 7 squared. So negative x is equal to 2 because the bases are the same. Their exponents have to be the same. So x equals negative 2 is the solution for that. 26, again, I can do the bases. And I actually went and got a calculator, so I can do this out. So 4 to the negative x, and 256 is 4 to the 4th, and because it's on the bottom, it's 4 to the negative 4. So again, now their bases are the same. I get negative x is equal to a negative 4, so x is equal to 4. (27), I don't have that option. I can't make 3 and 7 into the same base, so I have to take the logarithms. And I'm going to take log base 10. Remember, you can take the log of anything you want, but if you want to plug it in the calculator, you need a base 10 or base e. So I'll just do 10. So I took the log of both sides, and then I can multiply that exponent out front. So we get log x times log of 7 equals 3 equals log of 3. And then solve that for x. I divide both sides by log 7. So when you want to plug this in your calculator, you just have to be a little bit careful because it's not the log of 3 divided by 7. You have to do log 3 and then divide that, take that answer and divide it by log 7. So rounding it to 3 decimal places, I got 0.565. So the last 3 are solving logarithmic equations. I'm going to move this around a little bit because this term doesn't have a log, this does, and this does. So I'd rather get the logs on the same side, so I'm just going to add the log of x to both sides. So I get log of x plus 9 plus log of x is equal to 1. Now I can put those together into a single logarithm, so that addition, when you put it back together, it becomes multiplication. So that gives me the log of x squared plus 9x equals 1. And now I can do a rewrite. Remember, if it's just log, it's called the common log, and the base is 10. So 10 to the first power, because that's the exponent, is equal to x squared plus 9x. Quadratic, so I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. And factor. So 0 equals x plus 10 times x minus 1. My solutions are a negative 10 or a positive 1. So go back to the original. If I had negative 10, that would mean I have an argument that would be negative 1, which is impossible. I can't have 10 to a power to be negative 1. So I have to get rid of that. And then if I plug in 1, that's okay because I just get a 10 there and I get a 1 there, but that's not a problem. So my solution is x equals 1. (29). I'm just going to do it down here because there's no space. Again, I have a multiplication because these two are added together. So when I put it together, I get log base 9 of x squared minus 4x plus 4. So just FOIL those out, x minus 2 times x minus 2. Or you could have left it as x minus 2 squared. Actually, that might have been easier. I'll do it that way next. and then it equals 1. And so we get x squared minus 4x plus 4 equals 9 to the first power. Subtract 9. And I get x squared minus 4x minus 5 is equal to 0. So that factors to x minus 5 times x plus 1. And my solutions are 5 and negative 1. And again, here's my original, so it definitely can't be negative 1. So I get x is equal to 5. So what I was saying, that what I could have done is, when I put it together, I could have just left it as x minus 2 squared is equal to 1. Then I could bring the 2 out front. And divide. So log of 9, x minus 2 equals 1/2. Now when I do my rewrite, I get 9 to the 1/2 power equals x minus 2. So 9 to the 1/2 is just 3 because it's a square root. So I get 3 equals x minus 2. Add 2 to both sides. And that's where I get my x is equal to 5. That's kind of cool, right? I can see your faces. Oh, I'm just kidding. All right, and then number 30. So we get 7 times the natural log of x is equal to 4. I'm going to divide both sides by 7. So I get ln of x is equal to 4/7. And then the base here, because it's a natural log, is e. So e to the 4/7 is equal to x. And then we can plug that in our calculator. I guess I should put this on here. So remember, let me start off. I did second function and then the ln button because it gives you e. It automatically puts the exponents in there. And then 4, and then I hit the fraction key 7ths because that's my exponent. And then close that. And 1.771 to 3 decimal places. Alright, so make sure you send me questions. I'll be working on getting your exams up and posted. And all the notes are going to be posted both in Blackboard as well as on my math lab.